Okay, hi everybody. So welcome back to my channel. So today I decided that I want to go ahead and create a video about how to trip plan. This is for those of you who are new to Swift transportation and you are going over the road with your mentor, or if you have already finished your training with your mentor but you feel like watching more videos would get you even more prepped in case, for example, you accept a load and let's say something happens over the road, whether it is weather conditions, whether it is that your GPS, your zoner device tablet doesn't want to work, or anything that could fail you on that spot. That you have more alternatives and that you know how to use them and the way you go about it in case that something goes wrong, or even if everything goes as planned, you still have to have your plan A, plan B, plan C to make sure that you are able to take your loads and make it safely and without any like frustrations, hesitations. Obviously, when you're over the road, things happen, but by pre-planning ahead and checking all the things that you're supposed to check, it makes your life easier, and it makes every delivery safer for you. It makes it more fun, more like an adventure, more so than a job, and stuff like that. So without any further ado, I'll go ahead and start this video. So the first thing that I do when I trip plan, first it's I go ahead and I grab my journal. It is my ride or die. Your journal is gonna be your ride or die at all times. Then as when I grab my journal, I go ahead and open it to a new page, and I start and I go ahead and I open the app that Swift uses is the Point app. I don't know other companies what apps they use, but I'm pretty sure that the procedure at which on how they send the loads to every driver, it's pretty much the same, with the little tweaks and tricks, numbers, and stuff like that. But for the most part, it's kind of like the same, I would say. I have other friends who work like at CRST, some at JB Hunt, and they I've noticed that the procedures very similar. Some of them are like more like locals, and it takes less planning since they're always running around the same area. But at the end of the day, you always want to plan to make sure that in case anything happens, you are ready to go at any given conditions. Because for example, sometimes your devices don't work. You go to places where network is down. You go to places where the zoner device, it's not going to work for you. The internet's super slow, or sometimes it dies on you. Sometimes anything it could die on you. It could stop working for a minute. GPS dies, runs out of battery. It hits a bump and it starts working. Stuff like that has happened to me before, so that's why hence I'm creating this video. So let me go ahead and show you some of the things that I do. Okay, so one of the things, whenever you start your day, I'm gonna show it to you on this book because it has an example of like an email that you would receive at the beginning of your day, or whenever you have finished dropping off a load. That's typically the window in which your planner, your dispatcher sends you the next load, or your driver leader. So the email that they're gonna send you through your Point app, usually if you're a regular driver, you would open it like that, and then you would be able to see all the home loads, messages, macros, and all that stuff, right? This is where you would see your loads and the messages they send you for the load. The messages look something like this. It looks more clear right here, so that's why I'll show it to you through the student driver mentor guidebook, because it's more clear. I'll show it to you. So let me go ahead and so I already did the planning ahead of time because it takes some time to write everything down, and then I'll show you how I write it in my notebook. So as you can see, it says trip planning, trip 2. So the email they're gonna send you for the trip, the origin of the trip, that is where you're gonna go ahead and pick up the load. It's gonna be this one right here. After this is the trip number. This would be the trailer you would be picking up for that day. This would be the BOL number, the number of the load that you're gonna be picking up. This is the number of pieces that the load is gonna have. Most of the times you don't even worry about this, because when you go ahead and work with Swift, it's more like you are picking up trailers. And most of the times you do have some live loads, but some of them are exact, which means that you just go ahead and pick up a trailer that it's already loaded, ready to go, and all you have to do is couple in and take it with you. This would be like the number of pieces inside the trailer. This would be the weight, and let's see, this would be the weight pieces. That's the number of pieces on the on your container or your trailer, I mean. And then this would be the PO. It's another number that sometimes some companies require. Right here, it gives you more information about the load. Pieces, same thing. The quality, it gives you more information. And then like in case you're arriving late, you have to send a macro 22. That we'll talk about it more in a different video, I guess. Right here, it gives you the trip destination. That is this. It's where the origin, it's where you pick it up, where you're picking up and where. Right here, it gives you like the name of the place that you're gonna be picking it up. Right here, it gives you like the address. Right here, these are the phone numbers of the places you would go. And then right here, same, it gives you the address of where you're gonna be dropping off the load. And this is the name of the place you're gonna be picking up the load, that is. And this gives you the address of the place you're gonna be picking up the dropping off the load, that is there. And then also it's gonna give you, let's see, I forgot to show you something right here, but as you could see right here you see the day at which you are gonna be picking up the load. So it's the same day, so you would pick it up on March 25. This is just an example. And let's say this would be the time you're gonna be picking it up, between 1 p.m. and 5:15, around that time. Let me see what happened. Yeah, you're picking it up between 1 p.m. and 5 p.m. So that's the window they give you for you to pick up the load. Usually, the way it would work is whenever you get this email, before you would actually go ahead and accept the load that you are going to do it for that day, you would always check that the time they're giving you is appropriate, it's okay for you, that you're able to make it, and that you're not going to be running late because because for some reason you didn't notice that, let's say it said between 1 p.m. and 5 p.m. and you end up getting there by 6 p.m. Simple mistakes. But you always want to guide yourself whether you have enough time to pick it up. Same goes for the dropping off. They give you like sometimes it'll tell you if it's an exact, like if it has a specific time for you to drop it off and pick and get to the company, or if they're giving you like open window, which means you could get there anytime they want, anytime you want, that is. This is where you would see it. Like you would be starting your trip on this date right here, and then you would be dropping it in Indiana, I think it says right here. And then sometimes you need this number, sometimes they don't give it to you. If they don't give it to you, that means you don't need it, but they give you more numbers in case. Some companies go by the delivery number, some companies go by the PO, and some companies go by the BOL. It depends on where you're dropping it off. Here, after you have accepted the load, they would send you the fueling locations. I'll show you how I go ahead and write this down. So this would be how the email that they would send you for the load that you would expect. First, they would send you the origin, and then they would send you the destination of the load. Okay, so now that I already showed you how the email would look, now I will go ahead and write all the information that they have given me. I wrote everything down ahead of time just because like that is gonna save us time. So for trip planning, so first you want to go ahead and write down the time they're giving you to pick it up and drop it off and all that good stuff. So for example, right here it's telling you that you are supposed to pick up this load March 25. I wrote it down here, March 25 to March 25. If it says March 25 to a different date right here, you would just write that date that they're giving you. And then I'm writing down the time. That's 13 a.m. Remember that you work on a 24-hour clock based. And I just converted to my own time just because it's easier for me to understand it and make sure that I'm not mistaken with the time. I also have like, let me show you. I also have like the time right here, like written down, because sometimes, you know, like there's too much information and I don't remember all the time exactly. So like right here, your time to pick up, it's from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. I wrote it down here, the time that the system is giving me and the actual time that I have on my clock and my watches. So right here, this would be the time. Then I write down my drop-off time. So my drop-off time, usually they're gonna give it to you on the same email, on the other email where they show you the destination. You see here, it says destination of the load. So you have from March 25 to deliver this load to, to March 27 from 1 to 3 a.m. I know it's 3 a.m. because if it was 3 p.m., I would be able to see it right here. You see, like it would be 15 instead of 3 a.m. 3 a.m. See? So that's how that load would look. Now I go ahead and write down the trip number. The trip number, it's this one here, JC61938. So I have right here the same number, JC61938. And then usually when you go ahead and let's say you're sent to a different location to pick up a load, usually you take an empty trailer, which you would actually have the number written down here. And to get an empty trailer, you would just go to the main office and ask the lady that you need an empty trailer, and they would go ahead and give you the number of the empty trailer they have available. And then you will go ahead and take that empty trailer to wherever the place you are picking up the load. You would be able to, you would pick up the trailer that they are assigning you that has the load, which would say here, and then you would they would actually dispatch you and give you the trailer, the empty trailer number here. And then now it's now I wrote down the trailer that I'm picking up. I already have the empty trailer number that I will be taking. Now I want to go ahead and write down the address of the place I'm gonna go ahead and pick up the loaded trailer. So where you see the address right here, it says 904 Woods Road, and then it gives you the city and the state, and I write it down here, 904 Wood Road, the city name, the state, and then I write the name of the company that that I will go ahead and be picking up the trailer from. And then usually I write it down because sometimes the building will have like the name like right in front of it, or sometimes it would be kind of hidden, but I'll guide myself by the number or by the name, whatever would help me find the building. Then after that, I write my 90. So the place you're picking up would be your 0 location, which would be where you're starting, and your 90 location, it's the final destination where you're gonna be dropping off the loaded trailer. So right here, I write the building number first, like always. You see here, 1274 7, and then the street name, road, and then the city I will be in and the state I will be in. It's very important to write those down. And as you can see, I have it here, 12747, street name, road, and city and state. Then I go ahead about and write the fueling location. So right here, I'm giving the location. So the most important thing that you want to remember is the freeway location that you're going to be taking to get there, and the exit location that you're going to be exiting, of course, the freeway, and then the city and the state. Like right here, I have the pilot number 253. I still write it down. Freeway name is or highway, whichever it is. It's the I-295, like they give it to us on the email. And then the exit number would be 2B. Just how it looks, like that. It has to look like this. And then I have the city point, and then the city, and then the state. Then I go about writing down any of the numbers that I would need to give to the customer as I get to the picking up or the dropping off location. So those numbers, we're gonna find them right here. So some of the numbers that you're gonna need to write down from this paper right here on your planning journal, it's the weight of the load. Remember, every time you're picking up a trailer, on a loaded trailer, that is, you have to make sure that you weigh the trailer. So this trailer weighs 42,000 with 278 pounds. That's a heavy trailer. Just the empty vehicle on its own weighs like about 34,000 pounds, something like that. Plus this, it's a hell of a heavy trailer that you would have, or a vehicle that you would have for that one day. So the WT represents the weight. The PO represents this number right here. The PC, it's this part right here. And the BOL, it's this number given to you right here. It's the same, okay? BOL, we call it BOL or just BL, whichever one you want. It's the same number, 3790 8479. I have the same number here, 3790 8479. And then the seal number, I didn't write it down because they don't give you the seal number in this or on the other paper. The seal number, usually it's on the rear part of the trailer where you pick it up, and then you would write that seal number right here. And then you also would check that all the papers that they give you at the shipper when you're picking it up, it matches the information you have here. So that's why it is very important to write everything down, because sometimes when you get to a shipper or to a customer where you're dropping off the load, sometimes either there's no reception or they don't allow you to take phones inside, or each warehouse has very specific procedures. So you want to make sure you always write it down in case they don't allow you to take your phone with you, or they don't want you to take your phone out at all times, because some places they don't want you to take pictures, stuff like that, or whatever the case may be. You have everything written down in case that the zoner device doesn't work for you. You have your information written down, and you don't depend on the zoner only. You have your planning. This is the reason why we trip plan, to make sure that we are not stuck in a weird, awkward situation where, like, things happen. So this is how I will write down all the information. Now that I have all this information written down, now it is time to close the email up for the moment.